Sarah here. Thanks for tuning in to our 3 poses. Today's exercise is on wrists and forearms. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of attention to the breath. Come to a comfortable seated position. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Good. Establish that nice deep breath. And then here we go. So the first one here, I like to call them funky chicken arms. It's basically a deep internal rotation of the shoulder, taken well into the forearm and the wrist. Keep breathing. Take your right palm, thumbs into the armpit. That's a start. This is number 1 modification of the pose. Number 2, take your palm to the side of your rib cage. Maybe twist a little bit more. Maybe your pinky, because you can I'll start to see the front of my wrist, right? Coming around to the side. Take your pinky maybe up into your armpit. So we start with thumb into the armpit and we're rotating the wrist till we get the pinky finger up top. Call them funky chicken. So it could look like this. Could look like this to start. You can start to swing it around. If this is difficult for you to balance sitting and you need something to hold you up, then just do one at a time. Or if this is really intense, just do one at a time. I'm going to do both. Stretching through the forearm and the wrist. So you can do this one at any time, for any length of time that you can stand. Basically, I wouldn't hang out in the wrists in the forearm for very long. They're just delicate. The joints of the upper body are not as stable as the joints of the lower body, so we just have to be a little bit more mindful when we're in there. This is going to really help you with your carpal tunnel, if you happen to have that, carpal tunnel syndrome. Lengthen that area around the ligaments within the wrist. If you start to get any tingly fingers, like you're cutting off circulation, then cut it out. And exhale, let that one go. Maybe you want to shake out your wrists a little bit. If you do shake them out, really shake them out. Give them a good shake. Okay, next one. We're going to take our fingertips. Let's say make your palms into a little bowl, and then you're going to take the bowl like you're going to swing it around towards the outside. So you're going to go towards yourself and then towards the outside. And then you're going to take the back of your hand into the floor and gently press for the back of the wrist. So again, you can do one at a time if this is pretty intense for you. If you're a person that pushes themselves around all day in a chair, or if you push in your racing chair, these are really going to save you from a lot of tightness. So it looks like this. Just about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Doesn't have to be too long. You can do this a couple times over the course of the day. Tap into those wrists. These are our main lines of communication anymore, aren't they? The fingertips. Very slowly go ahead and let that go. So while you're in that, the more you bend and straighten your elbow or pull the fingertips back towards you, give more or less pressure to the palm, the deeper into the stretch you can become. And shake that out if you like. Couple wrist rocks. Circles to the side. And then our last pose for the day isn't really a pose. It's really more influenced by massage, or myofascial release. And you're just going to find any way. You could be kneeling, you could be sitting, you could have a table in front of you. But you're going to find a way to put your forearm down onto the floor. Then you're going to take your other arm like it's a blade or like a knife, and you're just going to press the blade edge, the knife edge, into the forearm. Pause here and breathe. So if you got some big knots in here, stay, stick it out. The idea behind myofascial release is like the connective tissue is kind of like a school of fish, and you have to press and stay. And then eventually they'll communicate, or the tissue communicates with itself all around it, and they'll all move at once. And then after you've been in one section for a moment, start to move it down. So the idea isn't that you're kneading yourself out, or you're rolling yourself out necessarily, but you're more like kneading. Press down, maybe move a little to the side. And your fingertips will curl a little bit. That's because you're giving a little bit of pressure to the tendons in this area and the ligaments that are attached to your fingertips. This is the carpal tunnel. So you can hang out here, give yourself as much of a massage as you need, switch to the other side when you're ready. Press, press, press. Tiny little pull forward. Press, press, press. Oh, breathe. Tiny little pull forward. Stick to where you feel something. And when you feel like you really got, you can also take the heel of your hand, give yourself a little massage. Feel like you got a lot of the kinks out. Give yourself some little fingertip fireworks as a mode of appreciation, and then palms to your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for our 3 poses for wrists. Namaste.